to come in every time we talk about you. Well, I'm talking to Paul Brown, seeing a lot of pictures. Yes, Morgan, we know that you've been in a lot of pictures with Kyle. That's what the ladies are trying to say. If you would let me finish. Well, paparazzi, we don't call them. You don't call them, Morgan? I don't know about that because rumor is you love the fame even though you're pretending not to. Well, Erica Jane is looking right at her friend and says, Kyle, this sounds like revenge for Morgan. And Sutton lets us know that she has been in this airport because she's traveled the whole world. And Jennifer Aniston has been in this airport, darling, and even she doesn't get paparazzi. But I bet you if Jennifer Aniston was in the airport with Courtney Cox and David Schwimmer at the same time, I bet you then the paparazzi would be called. No. Well, anyway, Satine says, this sounds like a stage photo op. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Heidi. You guys are the ones that came up with this. And we all owe you for coming up with this. And that's where it ends. And next week, we're going to get into Kyle doesn't know how she feels. She was not expecting this. We all knew it was coming. And yeah, it sounds like it's a state. I mean, look, at this stage of the game, come on, Mauricio. No, honey, we're not talking about your diddling and daddling. We're talking you. Somebody called the paparazzi, sweetie. I think this was to get back for Morgan Wade. Oh, Miss Wade agrees. Mauricio, not a good guy, not a good guy at all. Oh, Morgan Wade doesn't like Mauricio. Don't worry, sweetie. Kyle is yours. He's not going back to her. You've got your girl. You got your cash cow. Cha-ching, cha-ching, Morgan Wade. We'll keep it our secret, honey. Anyway, next week we're going to pick up where that left off, and we are going to learn we're gonna learn all about this. And next week there's even a scene with Garcelle out to lunch with Dorit, Porit. Can I call her Porit? Because I know she's not poor. But I think that's funny. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. Like just what else can I tell you? So Kyle said she had that off thing with Bose and they bonding, and Kyle and Bose are at a good place, by the way, just based on what everyone is saying in the real world. By the way, we don't need to beat a dead horse, but Andy Cohen. So now we know that we had the fake New Jersey source. They lie, they lie, they lie. Guys, please, 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 if you hear anything about New Jersey, either wait to listen to our Patreon or just slip into the Patreon comments and ask me if something is true. You know, I don't know why these people just make up lies, but it does bother me. It's no sweat off my personal back, but it does bother me when things are such blatant lies, and I know they are such blatant lies, and then people believe them. It really, I feel bad for you guys. I do. It's truly because people really, really believe this stuff and really run with it. And it's so false. And it's like, I mean, I really need to start doing a show where I just make things up. That really, I mean, I don't know. That's actually not a bad podcast idea. Someone should do. Now, I can't do it because I don't have any time. But I have a whole idea now. I just have a whole new idea for a podcast right now. Kind of like fan fiction, Bravo style. That'd be hot. But anyway, it's a lie. Well, anyway, the point is Bravo slammed the source. Andy has now spoken out on his radio show, just so you guys know that Andy has now said that, and this really should put this to rest. Again, slip into the DM, slip into the comments. I still am being told from very reliable sources, and I mean very reliable people like that make decisions that nothing is going to be announced in 2025. So we have the thing is, if you're not working for a month, a week, you kind of want to hold your breath. You don't really want to speak out against the show. You don't really want to do too much on so it's like a month. You want to just sit tight until you get your contract. We got I mean, again, it stopped filming. It stopped airing in August. By the time it comes back, it's going to be almost 2 years, at least a year and a half. You got to move on. You got to go make money elsewhere. You can't hold your breath. You can't do things based on the fact that you want to be back on the show. You can't do interviews and hope that that's like a seed being laid for whether you're going to get chosen to go back on the show. My best advice to all these cast members is just forget about the show. It's just like they say, you really want to date someone and that reek of desperation. I fucking hate thirsty. That reek of desperation comes across. You could say all the right things on a date, but when you're really like just dying to meet someone and it comes across on a date, it doesn't work. When you truly, from the bottom of your heart, don't give a fuck if you meet someone, if you have friends, if you just are so happy in your own life. Really, trust me, people ask me to go out all the time, and it's not about me here today, but I think they ask me to go out all the time because they know secretly that I don't fucking want to go. So it really does work. So my advice is just forget about it, ladies. Just not, don't say you forgot about it, actually forget about it. But to put it to bed before we go, Andy has now addressed it. It's not just Bravo making the statement, which they made, and they said nothing is true. They slapped this fake lying source down, whoever that may be. But Andy has now said this, and Andy has on his radio show said Bravo has said nothing. No one has, and I mean, this, if people are not listening to this, then I don't know. I mean, this is as clear as can be. He says Bravo has said nothing. No one has any information. So it's not like they know something and they're not telling us. He's saying no one has any information. There is no information. I cannot stress this enough. Y'all are not going to hear anything for a while. So I don't know how many times you need to repeat that. I understand denial is a river in Egypt and we want to self prophesize things and we all want to hear what we want to hear. But this is the reality. This is someone in the know. It's like that old saying, if someone shows you who you are, shut the fuck up and listen. Okay. So it can't get any clearer than this, right? It is as clear as can be. No one knows anything. There's no information. I cannot stress this enough. Y'all are not going to hear anything for a while. He goes on to add, if you see a source, if you don't see a source credited or you see an unreliable source credited, quote unquote, inside sources say, or we heard this or we heard that, it is not true. This is Andy speaking. He said, what you need to see is Bravo has announced or Andy said it on his radio show. That is the only way it is going to be true. So when we say Bravo announces the New Jersey cast, under that headline, if it says Bravo has confirmed, Bravo, and it's from, I wouldn't even believe that. I would believe it if it's on the Bravo website or Andy says it on his radio show. And he's saying, unless it says Bravo was announced or Andy said this on his radio show, then it's true. He said, that's what I will tell you. And he said, I will tell you when we know. So we don't know anything. We got to get over this. If you want to go down this road of this and that and all these conspiracy theories for the next year, year and a half, who knows? It could be 2 fucking years. Go down it. But there we are. By the way, one last thing before we go. You got to go to Danielle Cabral's Instagram. I love Danielle Cabral, but let me tell you something. She is posting some things lately, and she just had with her hairstylist, she posted this picture where people, I mean, I didn't even see the comments, then I did. She looks exactly in this picture like Melissa Gorga. So now everyone is saying that she's hanging out with Melissa too much and she's morphing into her. But even before I read the comments, I thought that. Then I went and read the comments. Everyone was like, oh my God, I had to do a double take. I thought you were Melissa. You got to go to her Instagram and see this picture. She looks exactly like Melissa. It's like actually uncanny. So there we are. That's what's happening with New Jersey. That's what's happening in Beverly Hills. It was a good episode. Let's see what happens with Porit and Satine next week and everyone else. And I mean, I could see why people are upset with Satine, but No one said you fight fair in Beverly Hills land. Nothing really happens, I guess. I guess we already know about this feud. I predict that Kyle and Dorit will be fine, that Sutton and Dorit will be fine at the reunion, not where they are now. And I think it's going to be Dorit versus Satine, with a lot of Erica giving advice. Anyway, the reunion filming is coming up slowly, people, so get ready. It's another week, it's another episode. Again, slip into my comments on Patreon here if you have any questions about New Jersey, and don't believe all this shit that you read. I will talk to you guys later. And whose side are you on, Satine or Dorit? Bye. Have a great Saturday. Bye.